Very good day, everybody. Welcome to another video. It's the Alaska Autumn Adventures number 2. I am your personal funky scene pilot. My name is Arkady Gidzenko, and I will be your captain for today. And hopefully you are enjoying the sounds of nature. Well, so much for the sounds of nature. Let's have a look what is causing this disturbance of our peace and quiet. Look, it's another aircraft. Well, have a good day, Captain. Hope you enjoy your flight. So let's get inside the airplane. And look, we've been sitting here for a while, and we actually got a little bit of ice going on. So that's going to be an interesting challenge. I mean, the TBM does have anti-icing system, so it should probably be fine. But okay, so yes, as I said, welcome to another video. We're continuing our journey through Alaska, and I will show you the little bit of the flight plan. It's actually going to be a direct flight because I couldn't find any sensible VOR to VOR or anything. So we're just going to use GPS for today's flight. Let me show you the map if I can. Just stand by 1 second. There you go. So, okay. So let's open up the flight plan here as well. So as you can see, it's basically, I put in 2 VORs, but we're probably not going to use them anyway. So we're at the Ted Stevens Anchorage International Airport in Alaska. What we're going to do is basically fly a direct flight to, it looks like quite kind of a tiny little airport here. It's a private airport called Johnstone. So that's where we're going. And it should take us, well, it says here 1 hour and 14 minutes, but I did not change the speed. Not really sure what the speed for this thing is going to be, but quite likely 210 knots maybe. Let's have a look. It's going to be like 36 minutes. It's not going to be too long. But I did like this aircraft. So this is what we're going to use today. It's what we used the other day when we landed here, actually. So here we are. So what I noticed was actually very nice. I hope my sound was okay, by the way. I had some issues with my sound earlier. Maybe just turn it down just ever so slightly, so it will not peak as much. But yeah, so after landing, like immediately after the stream ended, I could hear all these wolves in the background, man. Like seriously, it sounded like wolves in somewhere, you know, probably there in the forest next to us, or somewhere around the airport at least. I could hear some woodpeckers. Not really sure what the high cheap bird is. Obviously we can hear the other aircraft. Presumably it's the other aircraft just took off, or it's maybe still taxiing. But it was pretty interesting. So I thought, let's just start here and chill for a second, you know, and have a little listen. There's the woodpecker. So the wolves I did not hear today. Maybe I will check back some other time. Could be dependent of the hour, or it's just completely and totally random. I would know. But it's pretty cool to have these nice atmospheric sounds, you know. It's sort of like something to fall asleep by. So maybe I should just start reading a story now. We'll go to sleep. Well, it's not what we're here to do. We're here to fly, so we're not going to do that. Let's zoom in a little bit on the exterior. Look, there's quite a significant amount of ice building up here on the aircraft. It does not look too great, really. Hope we can actually, well, hope we can even fly, man. Let's just get ourselves inside then, and let's just start it up and see if the aircraft is still going to work. So turn on the battery and the generator.
Oral warning, okay.
Let's turn on the Garmin, the GPS right there. Get some lightings on, some panel lighting internally. And let's have a look. So let's start the engine.
TOS system test, okay.
So at least we got some propeller going on. That's good. Let's do some hot airflow. Let's actually put this on the window. And so let's engage all the anti-icing systems that we have available for us. Just randomly clicking buttons here. Well, not completely randomly, but just semi-randomly. Okay, so aircraft starting up now. So let's just wait for the heat to kick in, because this is not too great to fly. I mean, look at the ice, man. It did a really cool job, though. It looks very cool. Okay, so while the aircraft is heating up, let us enter the flight plan. So basically we'll do a direct to. And let me just have a quick look at the designation of the airport, because I always forget this one. The 2 Alpha Kilo 5. Alpha Kilo. And where's the 5? Let's see. And no match is found. Okay, there was also an alternative name. Let me look that up. Papa Alpha Juliet Oscar. Papa Alpha Juliet Oscar. Let's hope it recognizes it. Oh, it's recognizing it. Oh wait, it's making no. 4,867 nautical miles. Just one more try. No, it's not having it, man. Looks like the airport has not been added to the flight simulator. is a damn shame. No problem. That means the description in the video is going to be incorrect, but it's all good. We're just going to amend our flight plan then. So this one's not going to be our destination, so let's have a look at the Papa Alpha Charlie Victor. Did it delete now? Okay. Papa Alpha Charlie Victor. So let's look that up. Papa Alpha Charlie Victor. And we enter it. It seems to recognize it. So we're going to activate. So we got a little flight plan. Well, not really a flight plan, it's just a direct GPS, but it will do. And let's zoom out a little bit. Okay, well, that's just what we're going to do then. Okay, so what's the situation? We still got icing on the windows. That's not all that great. I'm wondering, is there anything we can do about this now? Or are we just sitting ducks now, caught by the cold and... Oh... That would be a damn shame. I finally was able to fix my sound levels, or my sound quality actually I should say. That's something to do with some extra settings that were added by the default driver for the Realtek. And they were on, what was it called? They were on a setting called conference, which obviously you should never choose. It's just going to use some noise cancelling software, which is going to garble your audio. It sounds like total crap. So I was very happy to find that out. So there we have that. Okay, the active nav is not going to be VOR, it's going to be GPS, so there is that. We got the altimeter set to 920 it is now, and we could maybe check the altitude. So if we look at the altitudes that we're going to encounter, 658450. What is this, 80? Okay, 80. That's the peak in this section there. But looks like, okay, so well, if you go just to 12,000 feet or 10,000, should be fine. So we'll just go ahead and enter that. Let's go in between 11,000. AP is still off. Yaw damper can be armed. And vertical speed. Can it not be pressed yet? Yes, it can. So vertical speed will be, let's start with 1,000. Just get way up there. And we're going to follow the navigation, the GPS. That's what we said here. At the active nav will be the GPS system. So it looks like we should be ready, but we're still looking at some ice. But you know, what can you say? We're in Alaska, so it is bound to be cold, right? So let's just get this sucker into the air. Let's have a little look outside. Yeah, it definitely looks cold. So we got real world time and weather engaged. And let's have a look to see if there is a meter report for the airport that we are currently at. That's Stevens Anchorage. Alright, look at that. So we got variable winds at 4 knots. Basically I was hoping for a runway. Okay, so we'll just take the closest runway. I'm good. Okay, so without any further ado, not even a little one, let's just release those parking brakes and get going. Yeah, the runway should be, I believe, to the right and behind us a little bit, so let's just start rolling. It is definitely hard to see, man, with all this snow. I may have to look outside. Let's see, is there anything I can see now? Like, should be on what side should we be of the I'm a little bit confused. Let's not ram that. Or probably driving over the grass here. What do you think? And I would guess it's would probably be a very good rule of thumb. If you do not see where you're going, you simply do not move, right? I mean, that would be like the Common Knowledge Handbook 101. Okay, so it looks like there is some runway here somewhere. It should be this, so let's just get ourselves lined up. Please, it's beginning to look like a runway. But, you know, I could be totally wrong. And seeing the lights over there, I'm thinking this is probably a taxiway. And not even a taxiway, we're just plowing through the grass here, people. So please forgive me and pretend like you did not see this. We're obediently following all the lines here at the airfield, because we are obviously professionals, right? Okay, so we're going to designate this as our departing runway. Okay, so this should be fine for now. Parking brake is on, so let's confirm that. Let's see. Okay, let's get some. We completely forgot to turn on the taxi lights, actually. And you know what? Something else that is not unimportant. Let's see, I believe I turned those on already. Yes. I forgot to turn on the oxygen. The oxygen supply to the cabin here. It's obviously very important. I want to do one final check with the temperature. Look, you got the pilot, passengers and off. So let's put it on pilot. And put the fan on high and the temperature on as hot as possible. Do we have any similar controls on the other side, perhaps? Doesn't look like it, no. So I guess we'll have to make do with our current state. So release the parking brakes and let's power up the engine and let's get going. Okay, so we got the lift off. It's a powerful engine, so lift off is actually a good term, if you ask me. So we got the positive rate, so the gear goes up. gears coming up, and the flaps go up this altitude as well. And I guess we just simply press autopilot. It does not seem to want to go on, does it? So let's just get a little more level of control. So first we power down the engines a little bit, so we're not overstressing them. Like this is a little better. Okay, let's have a look now at the autopilot. It does not appear to want to turn on, man. Not really sure why this is. Did I miss a meeting? It was disengage the vertical speed, yaw damper, navigation. For some reason the autopilot does not want to turn on. Obviously I'm guessing pilot error. That's usually the case. Well, at least with me. But it could, I don't know, it would be cool actually if it was modeled such that, you know, this is a result of severe icing on the aircraft affecting the onboard systems, but the likelihood of it being an error on my part is a lot bigger. Let's just level it out a little bit for now and see if wasn't there a flight directory? Yes. I believe there should be a light. Let's see. So we got a little arrow to the left. If we click the autopilot again, it just stays there. Yaw damper gets populated. Just the AP does not show here. Whatever I seem to do. So let's just keep on climbing, and we'll just fly there manually. So we're a little bit to the left of our track or our heading. So let's just adjust a little bit. Let's keep on climbing. Let's drop the nose a little bit and trim for speed, because the speed was getting a little low there. It's good to see that the icing is dissipated. All appears to be gone now. Well, at least on the windows. On the leading edges left, I believe I could see some left. So we reduce our climbing rate just a little bit. As long as we keep going up, it should be fine. It's a shame. It would be nice if we could actually see Alaska on the ground, but we do not. The wind seems to be quite heavy. If it is actually the wind, it looks like it's blowing us to the right all the time. Sometimes you actually can see some wind in there. Can we enter this? PFD settings, bearing, attitude overlays. Oh, well, it could be nice. Synthetic terrain, no, that's not what I'm looking for. And bearing, obviously not. Traffic inset, let's try and stay level here. I'm so sorry. No, not really sure. Okay, so we're reaching 11,000 feet. Let's reset the altimeter. And would we be able maybe to man, it's hard to keep the aircraft straight, man. Oh, check those mountains, look at that. It's really cool. I love it. So while we crash, let me get a sip of my cola. Na zdrowie. So the aircraft keeps on banking to the right. Not really sure what it's trying to do, except go right, perhaps. So for some reason the autopilot does not appear to want to switch on. Is there any setting there that I missed? Yes, I think I know. But I believe I actually turned it on. But let me just double check. I did not. I put it on AP off and should be on. So as I said, it's a pilot error. So we turn on navigation, yaw damper goes on, and we do altitude hold. We're now at 13,000. So altitude hold. And we engage the autopilot, and there's the white little arrow that I was talking about. So in this aircraft, it is something that I do not see like this in other aircraft really. There is a button for the autopilot to actually turn it on. Like as in the system, you know, and this was not on. It was in the off position and I put it up only one time, but it should obviously go to the on setting. So finally it took me a couple of minutes until I realized that I had to look there, but I did. So we are now on our way. So now the autopilot is trying to catch up with the flight plan. We're a little bit to the right, and therefore you can see we're a little bit flying to the left now. It will also have an estimated time en route, 28 minutes now, and it's going up a little bit because I'm not yet in the straight line, but it's around 28 minutes, so it's not too bad as well. Here's a wind component. This would seem I'm not really sure how to interpret this. Would this now be a tailwind? Is it relative to the airplane or relative to the map, which has the north on the upside? I would assume actually it's a tailwind. So this is Alaska from up high. Let us spare the engine a little bit and go for a little more relaxed cruising speed. Not sure how much it will allow. Oh, there's some turbulence going on as well, man. Let's have a little look outside. Look at that. Look at the turbulence. Oh, the icing. There's the moon behind us. Hello, moon. Man, the view here is really cool. Alright, so glad to see that the icing from the windows is gone. Now we can look out the window, and it's also a lot more safe situation. So speed is now about 180 knots. The estimated time en route is still about 31 minutes, so that is also not too bad that we reduced the thrust a little bit. Following the flight directory as well, holding steady at 13,000 feet, and we're on our course. So, Arkady happy. Yes, those winds are really quite severe. Let me try what happens if we turn this map around, because now it's configured for the north up. And I want to see what happens with the wind component that you see there, the wind direction. So if we change the direction of the map, let's get a little bit closer, map settings, orientation, heading up for instance. Oh, look at that. So this does actually mean with regards to the to the map then. So now the wind's coming from the right. Okay, so now we know. I think I like it like this, so just gonna keep it like this now. But yes, there's a lot of clouds down there, so and a lot of snow, so I believe in summer this is probably a lot greener than it is now. You can peek through the cloud layer there a little bit. There's a little river flowing. And there is our sun. This is our closest star, people. Yeah, so that's quite interesting. So the video description was saying we were going to fly to the Johnstone Point Airport, but we are not going there, so we had to go to the other one. Let me check the name again, because I forget. The Merle K. Mudhole Smith, Papa Alpha Charlie Victor. See what I can find with regards to information. It is a state-owned public use airport located 11 nautical miles southeast of the central business district of Cordova, a city in the Valdez Cordova census area of the the U.S. state of Alaska, which has no road access to the outside world. Are you kidding me? This has no road access to the, so you only can go here by plane. Airline service is subsidized by the Essential Air Service program. And the Essential Air Service program is a government program. It enacted to guarantee that small communities in the United States, which had been served by certified airlines prior to deregulation in 1978, maintain commercial service. And its aim is to maintain a minimal level of scheduled air service too, and then it stops. To these communities that otherwise would not be profitable. Program is codified. See what else is there. Okay, but yeah, so apparently the airport that we're flying to has no roads leading up to it or something, or that area. The airfield probably does, but the entire central business district of Cordova, the city of Valdez, That's interesting. And man, I must say, this is quite a difference from yesterday's flight. Yesterday we flew from the Split airport in Croatia. I forget the name now, where we were flying to. Dubrovnik. Yes, we flew to Dubrovnik. And this was all like, Mediterranean sea and islands. It was all green and sunny. It looked absolutely amazing, you know. I just felt like you were going on a holiday. It's nice to see. It looks like some of the ice here is going as well. Then again, maybe I just remember it wrong. Let's have a look outside. Check the wind, man. So let me quickly double check my sound settings, see if everything's still holding up, and I will be back within 2 shakes of one lamb's tail. Okay, so as far as I'm concerned, the sound is fine. Maybe the engines seem a little bit low. We could turn those up just a little bit. But, let's not get not too neurotic over it. And there is our sun still. Don't you just love that thing? So Papa Alpha Charlie Victor, let's have a look at the charts. I'm curious what the chart's going to say. Let's just go chill in the back for a bit. Excuse me, hottie coming through. Hottie coming through. Okay, so here we are. A little bit of outside view, which is now going to be obstructed by a huge map. Papa Alpha Charlie Victor. And we go look for it. So here is the airport diagram. Airport elevation 53 feet. So that's very close to sea level. Runway 1634 not available for scheduled or unscheduled air carrier operations with more than 30 passengers. Seats. Close to aircraft operations with more than 30 passenger seats except 24-hour prior permission required in writing to airport manager. Power line northeast. So there is a power line to the northeast. What do they mean? Like this one? This is a power line? I'm not really sure. I don't think so. No. Okay, and what else do they have? Erratic winds? Well, the winds are already erratic. Moose, occasionally on or near the runway. I repeat, moose occasionally on or near the runway here in Alaska. That is just awesome, man. I totally love it. Just totally love it. You're trying to land, and there is this moose looking at you, saying, "Yeah, man, I'm foraging here. You know what do you want?" Okay, so they carry on birds in the vicinity of the airport during summer months. Runway 9, right traffic pattern. So, runway 9, they got a right traffic pattern. I will believe this then. Okay, what else do they have? No public seaplane dock, public seaplane facilities at small boat harbor. Snow removal, wildlife control. Oh, thank you. So there goes our moose. Condition reporting and other airfield maintenance services only available and valid during airport maintenance duty hours. Contact airport management for any after-hours requests for airfield services. Okay, so we're going to have to call them if they're not, if they're outside of their service hours. And we request them to get rid of all the wildlife, and especially the moose on the runway. That's so cute, man. It's just really too cute. You're just taxiing there, and there's this big moose staring at you. Yes, what other information can we find only on this chart here? So at least it's very simple. Do not believe we should land on this one. This is really short. It's a gravel, so we're just going to land on the tarmac, either 27 or 09er. And we're coming from which side? We're coming from the left side, from the west, so probably just do a landing on 09er. Does not. Okay, do they have an approach chart? Maybe they have an ILS. That's pretty cool. But here runway is only for 27. Let's see if you can do that. Maybe that. What do you think? It sounds actually nice. How's this going to work out for us? They probably have an arrival as well. No, there are no stars, but there is an approach. And oh, I clicked it again. Probably the onboard flight computer, the flight management system, or the GPS really is probably going to recognize the ILS frequency by itself. We could just have a look at it if we aim for runway 27. So let's just get ourselves back to the cockpit here. And we should maybe also consider starting our descent fairly shortly. So, let's just get all up in this. Let's do the orientation back to north up. We go back. And we got procedures. Arrival. Can we not select any runway? That's a shame. That would have been nice. Nothing to load. Oh. Approach. But okay, so we do it under approach. So where were we then? Let me just double check. What was I doing? Procedures, arrival. Okay, so the approach is the final approach, obviously. Okay, my bad. So we got ILS 27. That is what we're going to do. Transition Alpha Lima Juliet. Sure. Load and activate. Activate approach. Maybe a little early actually, but let's have a look at the chart. What it is looking like. So we're flying to the Alpha Lima Juliet. And then it looks like it's flying over the airport. So can we zoom in maybe a little bit more? Yes, we definitely can. And there was a way, let me just check here. Like this. So what, we have to zoom in more maybe? We definitely do. So this is what's going to do. It's going to fly all the way to that point there, and then it's going to turn us around and line us up. Well, I'm good. We're just going to do it. It looks like fun. Okay, so we're on our way to Juliet Oscar Hotel, VOR, right there. Can we see maybe here as well where we're going? I actually never really used the it's going to Alpha Lima Juliet. Oh, so this is the that's interesting. So there is a VOR at the Johnstone airport, but there is no real airport or something. I wonder if you fly over. Probably not gonna see, judging by all the clouds though. Okay, so we are at 13,000 feet. The airport elevation is what was it, 50 feet or something, or 37, I'm not really sure, but low. So we got 13,000 feet. Let's have a look at the chart. In the approach, it starts the glide slope at 2,800. So at Foxhole we need to be at 6,000 feet. And can we see the Foxhole on here? ADF DME are required for procedure entry from the en route environment. From Johnstone Point VOR from Orca Bay. So we are from the Johnstone Point VOR, which is 1. Is this the correct? Yes. Decision altitude 303 feet. Foxhole is right there. Okay, so Foxhole is at the beginning. It's the initial approach fix. It's at 20 DME from ICDV, the ILS frequency that you can see right there. I'm not really sure if we have to put it in ourselves, but we should be able to check it. So let's do that then. What do we have? Direct to flight plan, aircraft system, speedbox, waypoint info. The nav source is GPS, bearing on or off, speedbox timers, minimums. That's also nice. The minimums was, how much was it? 303. So do we just put it in like this, 303, and we just do enter? PFD, angle of attack zone, winds off, com channel, SVD terrain, navcom. There we should see the ILS frequency, or we put it in. Com1 and com2 standby. Where's our nav? Let's see, pilot com1, volume push squelch. Com1 standby, Com2 standby, audio and radios, Nav1 and Nav2. So on the Nav1 we're going to enter, if it's not there, 110.7, 110.7, 110.7. We just entered it. And is this activated now? Let's see, pilot nav1 volume. That's not a volume. Nav1 frequency hold, frequency swap. Well, they worded it a little funny, but there you go. So 110.7. That is now our nav. And can we also maybe hear GPS? Let's see. Viewer 1, no. Viewer 2, GPS. So we'll just leave that at GPS then for now. Okay, so we're going to descend to about 6,000 feet. We're probably going to make it in plenty of time. I would like to have a look at the chart first and see if there is any things that we might, any terrain or obstacles for us to potentially bump into when we go this direction and we turn around. So the highest point in this whole area is 390 or 39 feet. So yeah, 6,000 is perfectly fine, perfectly safe. Should be no problem at all whatsoever. So let's just go and descend. First we set the altitude for an altitude of 6,000. So that is armed. We engage the vertical speed and we go, let's say, 1,000 feet per minute. Let's just do it. Now we have to watch our speed, obviously, because it's going to pick up. So 2 minutes until we reach the Johnstone VOR, which we will not be able to see. I wonder, man, if we zoom in on the chart there. How do we get there? Backspace, backspace, backspace. Where's the home button? I want to get out of here. Man, I'm struggling to get the proper controls here. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it could be that there's indeed there's no airfield there, only VOR. Well, whatever. Do I look impressed? Look at me. Do I look impressed? Because I'm not. Okay, so we are still descending. 1,000 feet per minute, speed's holding steadily at around 181, 182 knots, so that's fine as well. True airspeed 216 knots. Let's have one more look outside. So would that have been our airport or what? The Johnstone? Okay, so it's pretty cool. Oh, shall I maybe see if I can update the flight plan? I mean the overlay there. Let's have a look. Papa Alpha Charlie Victor. Stand by. Is this going to lag? Papa Alpha Charlie Victor. Okay. And now I'm curious. Oh, that seems to just work out fine. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so I'm really happy to be using the FSU IPC for this. I was using the Simlink and it just wasn't responding well. But this FSU IPC appears to be doing a tremendous job. I'm really happy with it. Okay, so the icing here is finally dissolved completely. also here on the leading edge, and there was some here on the top of the wing. That's pretty good. So let's check the current situation. Descending through 9,000 feet. And look at this, we are no longer following the flight plan. Why would this be? Because it's no longer a headache. Probably because I messed around here with the button. Let me try this again and see what happens. Nav 1, VOR, VR2, GPS. And then the nav goes off. Okay, so there you go. So we're back on the track now. My apologies. So, what do you think? Are we going to see some moves on the runway? I mean, man, I hope we can even see the runway. You know, I mean, okay, so we are going to use the ILS, so that's already just guiding us in, which probably going to turn out to be a really great help for today. Because when we were landing, well, you could see how the taxiing went. You know, you couldn't see nothing. And, you know, I didn't feel like using the external camera, you know. It's also sort of fun to just sort of try and work it out, and partly just blindly blundering forward. So while we are descending through 7,700 feet, or what is it, 7,000, there you go, we're already almost at 6,000. Oh, look at that, man. That's why they call me. That's why they call me. The funky sim pilot. So now you know. This secret's out tonight. Okay, man, we should get our bots back into action and see what the current situation is. We're holding at 6,000 feet. There you go. Let's reset the QNH. There you go. So we're a little bit below 6,000. Speed has dropped a little bit. Let's just keep monitoring that. We are now flying straight to the airport, and then we're just going to fly over and turn around. So let's have a look. I believe I can see some runway lights there in the distance. Alright, there you go. So yeah, why not just fly over? Because I'm curious to see what the ILS system of this aircraft is going to do. It's been a long time since I've flown an ILS like in the Boeing. That's actually really long ago. But I remember from the Boeing, you believe you used the nav1 radio for the just like we did now for the ILS, and you manually had to switch over. And since we're now flying GPS, probably we should select. I think it's called VOR. Let me show you what I'm talking about before I'm actually saying something. So the active nav is now GPS. So we're going to have to click the nav button again later on. But look, if you now press VOR1, it's now going to follow nav1 radio, and that's what we want. But they call it VOR1, VOR2, but it's not really VOR, it's actually the ILS system, but sure. So let's re-engage the nav button there, so the aircraft keeps following the correct course. I'm going to add a little bit more thrust, just to see if we can sort of even it out. Something like that should be fine for now. Man, this is a cool area, man. Okay, so goodbye visibility. I feel like getting down a little bit more, like waypoint. Yeah, so there you go, man. Okay, enough of that, man. It's going nowhere. Nowhere at all. Okay, so where are we going? We are still holding 6,000 feet, which is fine. It's our initial approach altitude, so let's check the chart here. 6,000 initial approach altitude at Foxhole, then we go to Zone C. We descend to 2,800 feet. And how long is this? It's a 10.3 nautical miles. We have to descend 3,200. Well, we can do that. So hopefully we're going to get a glide slope symbol here as well later. That would be cool. I'm really curious to see how instrument landing approach is going to work out. It's a really cool area, man. The music that I was playing was more like dance music, not necessarily for an area like this, but it is just my personal mood, you know, that makes me do these things. So look, man, there's a lot of nothing here. No disrespect, I mean, it's beautiful. And the constant roar of the engines on my ears is almost making it sing for me. La 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 la, you know. I must be going crazy. Check the snow, woods. Is it like an island and is it snowed in or something? It looks like it. Can we maybe see on the chart? Yeah, I guess so. Look at that. So we got the Foxhole where to make a full 180. So let's have another sip of the soft drink here. and it's gone. Okay, so the altitude is okay. So all we need to know now, we got foxhole zone C. I want to look at the zone C. Okay, so zone C, that's cool. Okay, foxhole zone C and then feel all. So after foxhole we immediately descend to 2800. Let's have a look outside. Get a more overview of the entire area. And we'll see if we can watch the plane turn there. It's taking me too long. The nav is off, see? Don't know why, it should... Okay, so maybe you think now's the time to start the... Let's have a look, it's... Oh wait, why is it now still on VOR? That's not what I want. I want it on GPS. So nav, there you go, now we're turning. We didn't stray too far. Let's see, we actually still have the landing lights on, so yeah, should have maybe turned them off, but... Okay, so I wonder how this is going to turn out. Maybe we actually should put in a course for the runway as well. It was 275, I believe, 275 degrees, so maybe we should put this in as well. I just realized now, I realize all these things at the last moment. 275, so we go to the, maybe to the navcom. Is there anywhere? No, probably not. PFD and bearing, I would like a course. What does the bearing do? Okay, well at least we can put in a bearing for the nav1. It's going to appear in our primary flight display. There's no data yet, it's fine. Course is set for 278. It could be coincidence because it's 3 degrees off. Probably not just the map settings, is it? Traffic inset, PFD settings, bearing, nav1, PFD1 full, other PFD settings, altitude units, wind. Ah, there's the wind. Option 1. Yeah, sure, let's put it in. But it's not what we're looking for. We go back. It's probably not the Omni bearing selector, is it? Oh look, the ILS picking up. So I suggest we start flying. There you go, localizer. It's recognizing it's a localizer and it's still on the nav. So then we should also, do we have an approach button then, or how does this work? Arkady, we got an approach button. So zone C, we should start descending now. I'm just doing way too much things at the same time. So we're descending 2,800. Cannot see what I'm doing. 2,800. And just get the hell down now. 1000. Was it going a little faster? 1300 feet per minute. Do we have any visual yet? Maybe some lights there. Okay, so let's just keep checking how this is going. Localizer, autopilot zone, yaw damper zone, vertical speed is at minus 1300 feet per minute to hold at 2800 feet. So we would like to see, there you go, we are above the glide slope, so we definitely should be getting down. We got 3 nautical miles to go. So let's just go down a little quicker here. 2000 feet per minute. In 1 minute we'll be at 3100. So at least we could do a visual in any case. But I would like to put in, I wonder about the course header. Oh wait, this has a course button. That's as simple as this, isn't it? Let's look. 275, there you go. Okay, so we got this. Speed's picking up obviously, so we're going to reduce the speed. The aircraft might start bleeping at us, so maybe just drop the gear. So the gear is coming, speed is dropping, and now I would like the glide slope to come rising. We are past zone C, so should definitely be going further down now. So probably going to have to do a manual landing, manual approach after all. Flap 2, and let's disengage the autopilot. Where is it? Autopilot, you can go off. Thank you very much for your service. And just trim it down. We watch our speed. Let's trim it a little bit like this. Speed reducing. Trim it a little more. A little more flaps, and we compensate with the trim. Speed's dropping a lot now. Add a little bit more thrust. And zoom in a little bit. Okay. That's actually a feature that I always use, even though it's probably not very realistic, but you have to compensate because you're sort of in a simulator. I don't know. Maybe I'm just making excuses. So everybody, can you see a moose anywhere? Is there a moose on the runway? Speed 108. The flaps are full, the gear is down. Reduce speed a little bit. Nose is dropping, so let's try and keep this attitude. Yeah, to the top a little bit, not too much. The runway is long enough. Check the area, man. This looks really cool. Oh, it's lagging. Not lagging now, please. Please do not lag. I have to do something. It's going to make it lag for a little bit. Okay. Hopefully it will no longer lag, but we probably have no say in the whole matter. Okay, so the speed, what is it? 9 or 6. I believe it should be fine for this aircraft. Although I'm actually not really sure. I need to get into the habit of checking all the reference speeds, all everything, the whole speed stuff. So probably just start with one airplane, focus on it, learn about how it all works, and then take it from there. So you get you know, acquainted with all the different speeds that are in use. You know, in the POH, the Pilot Operating Handbook. Okay, so let's put the engines to idle and let's see if we can set it down nice and easy. Maybe a little bit of rudder. Okay, looks like we're down. Let's do a little bit of reverse engine. Not too much, little manual braking, and that's probably enough. I'm not sure if it's going to break the engine or anything. Okay, so the flaps can go up. Alright, so looks like we survived. So here we are. So welcome to the Mud Hole Airport, everybody, in Alaska. Please do notify me if you see a moose on the runway anywhere or on a taxiway. And now we'd like to exit the taxiway, the runway. Maybe already past an transition, not really sure. I have a hard time seeing. I would believe if all else fails, it's probably at the end. We'll see which direction. Oh, it's lagging. Don't look around. Oh, we should get off here. Can we still make this? Let's just first get off. Let's just stop for a moment here. Engage the parking brakes. Turn off the landing lights and switch them back to the taxi. And let's have a look at the chart and see where we are. So there's the taxi chart, it's right here. We turn on the little thingy, should put us right there at the end. Okay, can we zoom in? That's also nice. Let's wait to backtrack. Also we go back and then we exit. Doesn't even appear to have a name, but they should be fine then. Okay, let me close one window here. Or actually couple. Hopefully free up a little more resources. Okay. So we're just going to turn around then. Let's just go straight here. Flight directory can go off as well. We do no longer need it. And get ourselves back onto the runway. So it's really not turning very well at low speeds, this aircraft. But there was as I said in an earlier stream, there was / is the TBM improvement mod. It's available for download on the flightsim.to website, which improves a lot of the systems. I believe also even the speed, that's more accurate for the real aircraft, I believe. I'm not really sure about all the details, but at the moment it doesn't work with Sim Update 7. But what I do remember from that is that it has a lot better turning radius when you're turning while taxiing at slow speed. And this little sucker, I'm very sorry, but does not really seem to be doing the trick. Very efficiently though. So this is probably our off ramp here. So let's just get off the runway. There you go. Okay, so Whiskey Pop 812, runway vacated. And check out this area, man, this looks so cool. Anyone see a moose? Let's just park right here at the building. We'll worry about the fuel later. Just right here, just get right to the building. That's probably close enough. Okay, parking brake is set. And I'll just shut down the engine. How do I get, let's see that, the fuel tank is off as well. The aircraft bleeping at us, thank you for all the messages, yes, thank you, we are aware. So let's get rid of the whirring sound, which I believe is the auxiliary boost pump. Right there you go. Man, relax, man, we're in Alaska. Now let's leave the crew oxygen on for now for a bit. Let's see what else, so we can turn off this one, the autopilot can go off too. Let's keep the power on there for a little while longer. Turn off the internal lights. Turn off the external lights. The nose lights go off as well. The flaps are up. The anti-icing system will no longer require your services, but we thank you very much for all your hard work. Bleed can go off as well. This should sort of be it, I guess. Let's have a little look outside. And as I said earlier, maybe also have a little listen. Because what I said earlier, there were wolf sounds. Just going to leave the aircraft chilling here for a little bit before we end it. Okay, so not sure if you heard anything. Personally, I had to step away for a bit because my throat was getting way too dry. So I got me some iced tea there. So here we are, everybody, the Mud Hole Airport in Alaska. Thank you very much for checking. I enjoyed it, hope you did too. Hey, who's here? Hey, there's Venus de Milo. Did I miss your message? Oh, it's just on time, man. Man, you just missed the flight. But nonetheless, it's very nice that you're here, of course. That's where you are, and no, the sound just came now. Yes, what I meant was, when I landed at the Anchorage airport in Alaska earlier, 2 streams ago, and we were sitting like here at the parking, and the engines were off, and we were using the outside view. You could hear wolves. You could hear wolves in the background, which was totally cool. But it was actually just after I ended the stream, but the sim was still running, and I could just hear wolves. No, I'm not just starting. Unfortunately, I definitely do require some sleep. So if you're flying for about, I don't know, 1 hour maybe. But there is something that I believe you might find rather entertaining, and it has to do with the airport that we are currently at. The airport's called the Mud Hole Airport in Alaska. It actually has an official name too, but the Mud Hole is like between brackets. It's like a sort of a nickname. Not order 2 on somewhere. Well, I might be getting the final challenge to get some more gold in, you know. Okay, so check this. This is the information chart of this airport. So they start out as if nothing is going on. They just say, you know, runway 16 and 34 not available for scheduled or unscheduled air carrier operations with more than 30 passenger seats. You're like, okay, sure, okay, whatever. And then here they carry on a little bit. Close to aircraft operations with more than 30 passenger seats except 24-hour prior permission required in writing to the airport manager. And they say, oh, by the way, there's a power line northeast. Oh, okay. Yes, and the winds are erratic. Okay. Yeah. Moose occasionally on or near the runway. So let me just repeat this. Moose occasionally on or near the runway. I mean, that is so cool. How cool is that, man? And obviously, you know, there probably will not be any moose in the flight simulator, but this is just way too cute, man. You fly to Alaska and there's this moose like staring at you like, what are you doing on my runway? Well, I would want to land. Shut up, turn around, and fly away. This does not concern you, human. You know, it's amazing. They can move here. And then they carry on birds in vicinity of the airport during summer months, and runway 9 is right. Runway 9 is a right traffic pattern, so it's not too interesting. I mean, the moose right there, right? I mean, come on. Moose occasionally on or near the runway. And then they say something about seaplane docks, that they're not, there's a public seaplane facility at a small boat harbor. And then they carry on snow removal, wildlife control. I don't know, I'm thinking shotgun maybe, or just loud noise. Condition reporting and other airfield maintenance services only available and valid during airport maintenance duty hours. Contact airport management for any after-hours requests for airfield services. So basically, you know, you're going to phone them up. You're going to say, hey, listen, man, this is Arkady. I know you guys are closed, but could you please go and check if there's a moose on the runway? You know? How cool is that? You said you heard wolves. Oh, yeah, exactly. No. So yeah, there's actually, so actually I heard moose in this game. Oh, sorry, I heard the wolves in this game. This is moose country. Yeah, definitely would appear so, man. So yeah, that was very pleasantly surprised to see this on the information chart for the airport. That was pretty cool. So yeah, so that's about it. Can have a little look in the external view here. Can you hear any improvement on the sound quality there, Venus de Milo? By the way, I mean, I checked it myself and I already had a positive. It is definitely back to the standard, but just wondering if other people could hear it as well. Oh, what am I doing? What's happening? No, do not. Wow, okay. It's confusing. Oh, look, there is actually, here's the main area. They actually have other airplanes. Do they have moose? But our airplane is parked all the way here. But I'm happy with this place. Look, you get off the runway, You have this little taxiway here, and you're just between the trees, chilling, da-di-da-di-dum, you know, driving up to a little warehouse thingy. So that's where we pulled over. Sounds just perfect. Yes, I'm really happy, man. I'm very happy. It sounds to me. Yeah, I checked it as well, and it sounds good. So Arkady happy. So yes, I'll have to what's the word? Disembark from the aircraft and probably phoning my mother in a bit. So let's just leave it at this view for now, just because it looks pretty. So Venus de Milo, thank you very much for coming, and well, everyone else who, all the other thousands of people who are screaming and yelling and throwing their underpanties on the stage and everything. Thank you all very much for checking my video, and hope you liked the little grooves that we got going on earlier. Okay, so I'm your personal funky theme pilot, everybody. My name is Arkady Gidzenko, and I was your captain for today, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all back at another video. Thank you very much, and everybody be kind to one another, because love is all we need. Okay, see you later. Thank you. Bye-bye.